Hey guys, Greg for 2Fab here, and I'm so lucky to be joined by two fantastic pop singers. You may recognize James Maslow, Big Time Rush, Celebrity Big Brother, and Dancing with the Stars.
Some of the things I've done, yeah.
and now just crushing it with a great solo career.
We're just starting, yeah.
And then we have Dominique. That's it, Dominique.
Just Dominique.
Just Dominique.
Like Cher.
And you guys collaborated on James' most recent single, All Day.
Yeah, I'm lucky that to have Dominique. She's an incredible artist, incredible songwriter.
So how did this collaboration come about?
Pretty organically. I mean, it was a song that that she had started, and I heard it, and it's just something that really resonated with me, you know. And
how did you hear the song?
Heard the song through management, friends with her team, and it's just one of those things where, as I was writing, and I'd put out an album last year, and I've been working on new singles. They said, hey, there's a couple of things we want you to listen to, and I listened down a couple of songs, and this one, I forget at what stage it was at, I listened to it and went stop, and it completely, it stopped me in my tracks, and it's the first song that I've put out that I didn't start, but that's how much I believed in it, how much I love the song, that I listened to and went, this is great, how can I be a part of it, how can I jump on it? And then as it came together, Dominique sounded so incredible on it. I just basically talked to her, said, could you stay on this? Are you doing an artist thing? Turns out that she is indeed, and so this was kind of the catalyst for a lot of what's going on now.
All Day, tell me what was the inspiration behind it and what you want listeners to kind of take away from that song.
What I love about All Day is that it's talking about a very millennial, current, real thing, which is that so many people these days, and even when they're in a relationship, will text instead of picking up the phone or doing it in person. We're all on our phones all the time, and so the song is in so many ways saying like, yo, I can flirt with you over text all day, we can send pictures, whatever it is, but I'd so much rather do this in person.
Yeah, it is so much about that kind of wanting to be with the person all day instead of, in your job, or it's just kind of that lustfulness too of wanting to be around somebody all day, and there's some sexiness, there's some edge to it.
Let's talk about boy bands for a second, because obviously that's where your career really started, right?
Yeah, I did
Rush.
start in boy bands.
She's still in a boy band. Is this getting confusing for anybody?
Dominique, tell me about your first boy
Jokes.
band.
Yeah.
All right, so Big Time Rush. Boy bands are they seem to never go out of style. They're always kind of changing and cyclical. There's new ones every couple of years. What do you think it is about that format of pop music that really resonates with listeners and fans?
Well, I think a boy band or even a girl band, I think having more options, more people.
Only boy band.
Only boy bands, different. Well, especially boy bands. There have been more successful boy bands in history than there have been girl bands, as far as at least the ones that we can think about in the past 10 or 20 years. And I think part of it is that you get multiple options. There might be one artist, you can't expect the entire world to love everything they do, but you put 4 or 5 together and you've got different flavors. And I think that's why Big Time Rush works so well. All 4 of us are so different, but when we sang together or did movies or TV together, the synergy worked, and each one of us offered something different. So I'm so grateful that I had that opportunity, that experience, and it set me up with the experience and the confidence to do what I'm doing now, which is my own music. And I have a hell of a lot more to talk about now than I did when I was doing that.
What's one thing that really came in handy from that experience in Big Time Rush that has helped you in your solo career?
Well, the discipline of filming a single camera TV show and then literally having a police escort to get to the airport, to go and play 2 or 3 shows on the East Coast, wherever in the world, and then fly back and go back to work. It was years on end where we didn't get time away because we were doing so many different things, from being in a boy band, choreography, to press, and then filming that show. It set me up for success to continue to do that. And I just filmed 2 movies simultaneously, back to back, and then flew back yesterday to play a show last night and then be here. And I say this all with immense gratitude. If I didn't have that experience with Big Time Rush, I think doing this now, at least trying to maintain both worlds, would be stressful. Whereas now I'm like, this is what I'm used to. And I'm grateful that it was basically a paid learning opportunity as I grew up doing that for almost a decade, 7 years, 8 years, yeah.
A really well-paid internship for your solo career.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Big Time Rush, BTR, the biggest boy band in the world right now, BTS.
Obviously,
Did they
it's
clone you?
they
What's
set up
going on
we
here?
set up the first two initials.
Conspiracy.
You guys are welcome. No, these guys they're doing something totally different.
Are you guys in love with BTS like the rest of Twitter is? I mean, anytime they can just like fart and the whole world's like, oh, did you smell what BTS just did?
That's disgusting. I haven't listened to a lot of their stuff, but I've seen them around, and I hear they're doing great. I hear about them all the time, so I wish them nothing but success. But I don't know a lot of their music, so I can't comment on it.
See, I wanna switch gears here because I don't know if you've seen, but 2Fab loves Big Brother. We've been writing about the regular show, and we covered Celebrity Big Brother at length. So you were all over 2Fab when that was on the air.
Thanks, guys.
You had one of the best parts about that season was you and Brandi Glanville.
Was it?
It was just,
Was
I
it?
mean, for us, maybe not for you. So, is there any kind of relationship after the show with her?
I mean, we're on a group text with everybody, including Brandi. When All Day came out, they all reposted it, I believe, even including Brandi, and we're cool. You know, it was an obnoxious situation on the show, to say the least, but that was no surprise to anybody. You know, what she does for a living is very different than what I want to do for a living. And she's used to trying to rile people up. I mean, she almost created that medium and that environment. She's proud of it, and hell, I'm gonna give her props for doing that, because now that structure of unscripted TV, of reality, like other people are trying to copy what Brandi started. I wish she could separate that and not try and do it with me all the time, Brandi, because I don't want to do that. But we're completely fine. You know, if I see her out and about, give her a hug, say hi, and that's about the extent of our relationship.
I gotta ask this question, otherwise the guy who got the show is gonna kill me. Okay, so would you ever consider competing in a normal season of Big Brother? Possibly you can come back as a returning player on the show.
So I joked about this, but if I didn't do what I do and went on a regular season as like a regular dude, I would have crushed that show. I'm proud of what I did. I had a great time, and I'm even happy with where I came out in Celebrity Big Brother, because Omarosa, love you, but I would have had to make a deal with you, and I'm glad I didn't. But with a regular show, like, then I could have gone in and been the confident, competitive person that I am. They tried to make me out to be this like overconfident, arrogant person, which y'all saw the show. It's not how I was raised. It's not how I ever want to act. But in a regular show, that would have actually been an additive, and I could have played that up. I think it would have done. I would have done well. Now I don't think it'd work going back in, because there'd be too many eyes on me to be a regular player. Plus, I lived in that house for a month, and that was enough. But in another world, at another time.
You guys are both really physically fit. So I was curious if you guys had one thing that you could recommend to people that really helped you on your fitness journey. Whether that's a particular philosophy, lifestyle, diet, or training, you know, whatever.
Want me to go first?
Yeah.
I think sometimes the hardest part is just getting started and pushing through the first week or two of being miserable. And then once you kind of push through that first week and like the first hump, then you start to feel great, and you're like, oh, this is awesome. And so I think that just push through it. That's even when you know, I used to be I mean, I am still a soccer player, but I used to play pretty competitively, and getting back into the swing of things, it's always just so hard getting started, but once you kind of, push through it. So just push through it.
So just do it.
Just do it.
Nike got something right. You know?
Yeah, child labor not so much, but the great slogan.
I
Great
didn't say everything, I said
Dad.
something. Yeah, different.
What about you?
And continuing along that train of thought is consistency. You can't go to the gym for 1 week and expect things to change. You can't even go to the gym for 1 month and expect things. Your body takes a long time to change, but they say there's a 90-day rule. So once you do get into shape, let's say you finally get your abs back, whatever, you can't just have them back, then go back to eating burgers and burritos every day. But if you can maintain that for about 90 days, so this is kind of a good barometer, a good goal, then your body tends to revert back to that shape. So then you can find a little bit more leeway and wiggle room for cheat meals and such. But get to where you want to get to, and even if that's just the first step of it, then make a point and maintain that for 3 months. It sounds like a long time, but it will really, really help just set realistic goals. And doing something every day is better than doing 1 killer workout a week.